So today we're talking about products of the 1970s. And I guess a lot of the products that were made in the 70s we're using today, which is pretty cool.
Like blow dryers. Blow dryers were invented in the 1970s, and obviously that's something that people can't live without. I use a blow dryer most days to blow dry my hair, and I'm sure girls do that too.
I don't think I could survive the winter without a blow dryer. My hair freezes, so that's an issue. I asked my dad what they used though before that, and he couldn't remember.
Really?
Yeah, so.
Interesting.
So, TV dinners were made in the 70s.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that I always assumed that they were called TV dinners because you ate them in front of the TV, but it was actually because they looked like a TV from like the 1950s, so people called them like TV dinners. I always thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting to read. And it's also funny to hear that they're improved now. Like, I feel like they don't taste that good, but
Right.
apparently in the 70s they tasted like bricks, so disgusting. I thought something also that was fun was our lava lamps, because I got those when I was younger and I was so jazzed. And it's funny that like our parents like generation use them too. I picture like a college dorm room.
Yeah. I always wanted a lava lamp, and my parents would never let me have one. My cousin had one, and I was always so jealous that he got a lava lamp.
Why can you have one?
I don't know. I think my parents were afraid of like the heat or the electricity or something.
They just didn't trust you.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not trustworthy.
Yeah. There were also pet rocks in the 1970s, where.
This is Aloysius.
Do you want to explain the concept of a pet rock?
Yes. Pet rock was created by
Gary Dahl.
Gary Dahl, and it was marketed, and they came in a little, cardboard box with a house. Each one had a name, and you were supposed to treat it as a loved one of your close family. And the way I look at it is, in order to love something, it doesn't have to breathe or really give you any sort of stimulation. It's all about where your heart is, and my heart lies with this rock. Has made somewhat of a comeback because their creator happened to die recently. But his legacy lives on.
I hope he was a millionaire. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'd be so mad though if I wanted a pet and I got a rock, like not even a fish. No offense.
He can hear you.
Sorry. Cable was also invented in the 1970s, which I don't know. That's weird for me to think too.
Yeah, it's weird to think that they only watched broadcast channels before that, and now it's funny that like cable's kind of taking a hit now that online streaming of TV shows is kind of coming to.
Yeah, it's getting a taste of its own medicine because it completely upended the broadcast setup. It added variety and choice, and what we did with that variety is create a series of non-stimulating reality TV shows.
Yeah, so you said that you mentioned that you heard of it, but the Love's Baby Soft, like
My
perfume?
sister got it for Christmas when she was like 12.
I did too. My mom was so excited too because she was like, I wore this and like when I was a kid, and then like it smelled like kind of gross to me. Like it smelled too fresh.
Yeah, one of the things I read online was like it smells like babies, and I was like, that's exactly what it smells like. It like literally smells like babies.
Yeah, it's like
You mentioned earlier how it was kind of like infantilizing girls at like a pubescent age, which is a little disturbing. But
Just a little bit.
I never thought of it like that. Ugh. 70s were creepy, guys. So skateboarding was the 1970s things. Do you guys skateboard?
I tried once and I hurt myself, so no.
I stick to Tony Hawk video games. It's about the extent of my experience with skateboarding, but it was huge in the 1970s,
Yeah,
especially in California.
Yeah, because they just come up with a new way to make the wheel with a new plastic. So.
Yeah, and it started off as like this skinny, which also, if you look at around college campuses, it's just becoming the hipster version of the skateboard.
The longboard.
No, the original short, malleable plastic that people used to get around. But it started off as that. But as skateboarded, started to build more of a traction. Obviously, the design increased. They started building skate parks and became a huge commercial success.
Yeah.
I fell off on this campus very recently, and an older woman laughed at me for a long time. So something That did not survive the 70s waterbeds.
Thank goodness. Oh my god, thank goodness.
Well, they kind of snuck out. I know people who had them who won't be mentioned. So waterbeds, I guess, were linked to love nests of the 1970s.
That's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, they were originally designed as to eliminate pressure points of like spring box mattresses, retain heat. They're supposed to work both well in the winter and the summer, but
they're practical.
and
they made them nasty.
They're practical, but they came out during a time of the sexual revolution, and I don't know, it offers itself as a pretty good platform to market itself that way.
Yes.
One of their marketing ploys were something like 2 things. Waterbeds are amazing for 2 things, and one of them is sleep. And like that was an actual marketing tactic.
I'm sure they were fun to jump on.
Yeah.
There's also she'll admire you for your car, she'll respect you for your position, but she'll love you for your waterbed.
That is gross.
So yeah, that's the 1970s for you. Inappropriate slogans, innuendos,
And weird products.
sexual revolution. Okay. Do you want to? Does your rock want to say anything?
He feels honestly kind of left out of this conversation.
Oh, he should have jumped in.
The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, that's all.